missing the shot or duffing it or topping it, we tend to think that we are looking up all the time. So we try not to move our head and just stay there and just try to make contact. But we don't realize that it's actually making it worse. Welcome back to Golf with Michelle. First of all, wishing every single one of you a happy new year. I hope you guys had a great holiday. Over the holidays, I've been spending a lot of time with my students on the golf course. So, I mean, this is not something that I have realized recently, but it's something that I have been seeing and hearing from my students, which is our head movement. A lot of people keep telling me that I'm looking up, I'm moving my head, and I'm not looking down. Trust me, you're not looking anywhere else but the ball, okay? So when you're on a golf course, it's not as flat as a driving range. We are always hitting on the slope. So after the time of missing the shot or duffing it or topping it, we tend to think that we are looking up all the time. So we try not to move our head. As I mentioned, if you think that you're actually looking up or you're moving your head, trust me, you're still looking at the ball, right? You would not look anywhere else when you're making contact with the ball or you're trying to make contact with the ball. Yes, you could be coming up like that or you could be doing this, but trust me, you're still looking at the ball, right? So when we think that we're actually moving our head, we try to keep our head still. When we keep our head still, we won't be able to rotate, right? So if you keep your head still, you're most probably going to restrict your rotation and of course the range of motion as well. So if you don't try not to move your head and you can't turn, then you might think that you're actually not flexible enough for this game. So we should be able to let our body move freely, okay? So today I'm going to focus on head movement and hopefully it will be able to help you to allow your body to do its job. So first of all, if we do not move our head on the backswing, okay? We try to just keep it still over here. The first problem is rotation. There will not be any rotation in the backswing, or you might start swaying on the backswing, or you might start turning, but because of the head is not moving, you'll create a reverse pivot, and that will cause a lot of problem in the downswing. So for the downswing again, if I'm going to try to keep my head down throughout the swing, again, I will not be able to rotate throughout the whole swing, especially when it's happening so fast. The hands will definitely take over, and we will not be able to actually extend the arms away, won't be able to hit it as solid or want to hit it far, or again, we create that chicken wing that we all talk about, right? All right, guys, now I'm going to show you how the head movement should be throughout the swing. I have a 7-iron in my hand, so technically the ball position should be somewhere just slightly left of center. So my head is going to look a little bit just right off the ball. So I'm going to start off the backswing with my head is going to slightly turn towards the right side. You're not going to turn too much, but it's just going to move a little bit, depends on your flexibility. So mine is going to go something like that, and then from here I'm going to just rotate. Okay, so you're going to feel like your weight is slightly on the right side. So again, my head is going to turn this way, but of course you're not going to keep going like that, okay? So it's just enough for you to turn the chest. So on the downswing, the head should be moving to where it started, okay? It's going to come back to where it started, and then it's going to look like it's moving a bit downwards, and then when it's going through the ball and at impact, okay, I'm going to extend my left leg, make contact. You're going to see that your head is going to kick back, because when you actually put power into the shot, you're going to back off a little bit, right? If I'm going to go with the ball, there won't be any power at all. This is how it's going to look like. Impact. Then after impact, you can see that my head is rotating. You're gonna feel like you're gonna trace the ball. So you're gonna make sure that the head is gonna go with the ball. Trust me, your eye is still looking at the ball. Just keep rotating your head, all right? Again, the head is gonna start turning towards the left side, and then you can go ahead and finish. So for the backswing, from this angle, you can see that you're gonna start seeing a little bit of my face, right? So the head is gonna turn towards the right side a little bit. Okay, and then on the downswing, it's gonna go a bit down, and then it's gonna back off. And after impact, trust me, you're still looking at the ball, but my head is starting to turn towards the target, okay? And I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna trace the ball after impact. So you're gonna keep turning like that. It's gonna finish. All right, now I'm gonna show you guys what you can do to create a better head movement. So I have a question before I get started. Where are you guys actually looking on the backswing? Technically, where is your head turning when you're taking your backswing? Technically, I'm looking left. But some of us have a problem turning our head all the way over the left shoulder. Or maybe, of course, it's not gonna go over the left shoulder, but it's just slightly like that. But some of us just barely can get there, right? Some of us just halfway. So if I'm just gonna turn only halfway, okay, if I can't turn all the way and try to keep my head still, of course it's gonna restrict my rotation, right? It's gonna end up just like that. So I would suggest you to start off with trying to turn your head a little bit towards the right side. That means you're gonna look at the ball with your left eye, all right? So I'm gonna start off with just turning my head towards the right side and just gonna hit some shots like that, okay? So you can try it off with just do what you used to do, keep your head still and straight, and then try to take a backswing. If you feel really restricted and you can't turn back, try just turning your head a little bit towards the right side and then just rotate. I'm sure you will be able to turn back a lot better. The other drill is, I'm not gonna ask you to hit the ball with this drill. I like to use the clock a lot, so it's 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So when you take your backswing, until 8 o'clock, I would like for you to trace the club head. Just try to get a feel of how everything's connected. Okay, my right hip is turning back, my right shoulder is turning back, my chest is rotated towards the right side. You see my head is moving a little bit. So when it gets towards this position, I'm pretty sure you get to a pretty good position at the top, all right? For the downswing, everything happens so fast, right? And then a lot of us try to keep our head a bit more stiff, like try to keep our eye on the ball, keep our head still throughout the swing, but don't realize that we are actually really restricting the follow through, and of course creating all this arm bend and not being able to use the ground force to actually maximize your speed and distance. So for the downswing, really simple. I would like for you to feel like you're actually staying behind the ball through impact. Okay, if you stay behind the ball, you actually be able to push off your left side, be able to rotate, and of course, keeping your head back. As I mentioned, we're not supposed to move our head too far forward. Stay behind the ball at impact, and then from here, I would like for you to start tracing the ball with your head turning towards the left side. Try not to keep your head still over here. Your eye is definitely still looking at the ball, okay, even though the ball has left. But from here, it happens so fast, but so technically, the head's supposed to keep turning and then just follow through. guys, that's all I have for today. Keeping your head still is something that we're overconscious about. Just gonna make sure you know how it should look like, how it should feel. Work on it a little bit. I'm sure you're gonna be able to rotate the body better and play better. All right, that's all I have for today again. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.